Hey guys, welcome back. So in the previous video, we looked at variable hoisting and we looked at some examples wherein we could understand uh, how variable hosting was working and what are the ways in which we can leverage it. Okay, and what we saw that variable hosting is not applicable for variable initializations, right? And the fundamental thing to understand is again the execution context over here, which is how the JavaScript engine runs a particular JavaScript program. So basically, we have two phases. One is the memory creation phase, wherein the JavaScript runtime just goes ahead and just recognizes all the member declarations and stores them in memory. And then the second phase is the execution phase where all those are actually available for execution. Now, in this lecture, we're going to look at function hoisting. Okay, so let's again start from a very fundamental example. Just a moment. Okay, so this is my JavaScript file. Let me just save it. Practice 20.js. Now here we have a function called say hello, and it's just saying in the console log hello. That's the message that's being printed to the console. And we have over here say hello, which is going to call that function and print hello. So now if I run this, let's just see node practice 20.js. Just took some time probably because it's the first program today morning. Anyway, so it printed the message called hello. Now let's just look at a bit of a different example. Wherein let's just say var fn equal to function say hello 1. In this we're gonna say console log hello from expression. Okay, now over here we're gonna say okay, there is some error over here. Now still I'm able to see only one hello. This is not coming. So let me just put this over here. And now we see that we have hello as well as hello from expression. Now it is to be understood that this is function, um, it's a named function, and in this case this is a function expression. Why this is important is that JavaScript engine treats these two differently whenever we come to execution. Okay. Now, if I just go back to my previous example, I had over there, this kind of thing. And in fact, this started with this kind of a thing. And this started with this kind of a thing. Now let me just comment this out for now, because I have to show you something else before that. So let me just do this. Yeah, so let me okay. Now let's see what this prints us. So what I have done is that this variable fn, I have say hello as well as say hello to. And as you see here, we get the most the last function that has been assigned to fn, right? Also, I may try to do one more thing, is that console log hello1. Okay. Now I have two definitions for say hello, or two declarations for say hello. Now if I run this, so I have hello1. Okay, so that means it will always take the last definition declared in the function. So we have got two main concepts. One is that the last uh, function declaration wins, or you can say takes effect. And we have also seen functions can be executed as function expressions. Okay, so these two things we have seen so far. Now let us just try to do something similar which we have done in the variable hoisting. Is that we will call this function called say hello over here. For the time being, I would just leave everything else as it is. So now what this means is that we are referring to a function before it is declared. Okay. Now, if you think about the variable hoisting, how that happened is that again there are two phases. Phase 1, memory creation, and phase 2 is the execution. In the memory creation phase, over here, whenever it sees the word function, the JavaScript runtime would actually store the declaration or the definition. And in this case, we would be having hello 1, right? Which means that this, okay? So in the memory creation phase, we would have this stored in the stack. And then we would also have stored, okay, let's just see for now this one step by step. So let me, for the sake of simplicity, just comment out the others for now. Okay, so there is an unexpected token, and of course the reason is this. Okay, now if you see, we have hello 1 and hello from expression 1. So if we just ignore this part for now, go again, run this, and this gives us hello 1. Now this is the only one that's executing right now, and we get hello 1, right? Why is this? It's because that the member declaration has been stored in the memory creation phase and is available for execution. Say hello is not giving me an error. Instead of this, if I would have written, let's just say hello 2, or rather say hello 3, okay, in that case, if I just go ahead and run this, I will get an error because say hello 3 is not at all defined, but say hello is definitely defined and available for execution. Okay. now let me, instead of say hello, over here, let's say fn. So let me just put over here fn. Okay, let's see what happens over here. By the way, what should happen is that fn, in the memory creation phase, it would see that fn is actually a variable. Okay, and this would pretty much follow the variable hoisting part. So it would actually be undefined. Okay, so basically what would happen is that fn is equal to undefined, because it will initialize it to undefined over here. And now let's see. So as you see over here, fn is not a function, is the error it's giving. Okay, so that is where the treatment to function expressions is different from the treatment to functions. Okay, so if I would rather say fn not here but over here, in that case I would get it hello from expression 1. Okay, okay, so now I'm just taking a slightly more trickier example wherein I have a nested function. Okay, so I have a nested function now over here. The say hello is having this console log message, and then I have a nested function called hello inside this, which would be having console log called inner, and then I'm going to call that from over here. Okay, so now if I call say hello from here, then what would I get is the question. So as you see, we have outer first and then inner. Okay, so the member declaration is already stored in memory in the memory creation phase like this. But now let's do something else. Let's just take this over here and put this and this one we will comment out. And now let us see what happens, because now it's the same, just that we have the function expression. Okay, we are getting still outer inner. So now here, if you see, we are getting expected the results as outer and inner one. I mean, inner one is coming from this expression, and that's totally fine. Now, why? Because why we are not getting any issue in this is that we're actually calling the hello after this member declaration, and so uh, over here it's able to execute the hello variable because it's assigned, it's already assigned. But if we have this thing defined, okay, so if I rather take that out and put it over here, okay, and now let's see what happens. Now it says hello is not a function, and that's just because of the fact that the memory creation, in the memory creation phase, the hello is not yet assigned to the function. Okay, it's not yet assigned to the function. And now why? Because hello here is seen as a member variable. Okay, and as you have remembered that initialization, member initializations, the variable initializations are not hoisted, and so the function definition will not have been stored in the memory in the memory creation phase. Okay, but if we had done this previously, then definitely this would have been available for execution. Okay, and now what we can do is that we can keep both of them. Okay, we can keep both of them. So this is inner and this is inner one. Okay, inner one is coming from this expression while inner is coming from the named function. Let's just save this and run it again. Now if you see, there is no error because the memory creation phase has actually seen this as a function, and now it is storing this function definition, member declaration. Okay, so this is basically function hoisting for you. Okay, there can be some other complicated examples, but essentially this is what it is. So just we need to remember once more that function expressions are not hoisted just like variable initializations. Okay, so with this kind of a concept, let's just wrap this video up and we'll go to the next video, and there we'll look at even more interesting concepts of JavaScript. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Bye bye.